Hey guys, Mega Man NG here, and it's that time of the week again. Yep, time for a Flash episode review. However, trying to explain what this episode is and what my thoughts on it just isn't enough. Made worse is that I can't even fathom how it all transpired. Anyway, let me explain the summary in a short little few seconds, something like that. And then I'm going to provide my overall thoughts on it, because after 3 weeks of no Flash, I'm happy that we got some again. Basically, to sum it all down, this episode details the origin of Zoom. Not to mention Flash finally getting what Zoom deserves. Or in this case, Flash beating down Zoom until about the end. Though I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but yeah. How do I sum up this episode? Yeah, apologies if the summary wasn't that great, but truthfully, how can I? I can't even find the right words for it. This episode was intense. It really was intense because it was at the edge of my seat. The episode's main focus was, in fact, the origin of Zoom. And my suspicions turned out to be right. Zoom is, in fact, Hunter Zolomon of Earth 2. Remember back a few episodes ago when Caitlin and Jay went to find out if there was a counterpart for Jay Garrick? It was revealed that Earth 1, there was a guy that looked like Jay named Hunter Zolomon. However, Earth 2, there is the same guy, but with a twist. I really like how the beginning of the episode, where it basically details like 2 flashbacks side by side. One involves Barry's death, his mother's death, and the other relating to Hunter Zolomon, and the 2 different fates would have it. Although I wonder if Hunter's dad was wearing the same uniform that Jay Garrick had, and I'm beginning to wonder if there's a connection. Speaking of which, however, we need to focus on the main villain of the week, Hunter Zolomon, aka Zoom, and we finally get his origins. Hunter Zolomon, in some ways, similar to that of Barry Allen. He has suffered tragedy in his life, saw his father murder his own mother, and then his father went to prison while Hunter remained in an orphanage. The traumatic events sort of messed up his mind, and in turn he became a serial killer, killing people in Earth 2 until he was caught and sentenced to a psychiatric institution or something. And during the shock sessions, the particle accelerator exploded, and that was how Zoom got his powers. Just like Zoom said in that quote, we're not so different, you and I. And you're right, Hunter and Barry are very different. But for those who are not in the know-how, Hunter Zolomon was in fact Zoom, but in the comics, Zoom was actually the enemy of Wally West, the third Flash. Back on topic, I just wanted to add that in just in case anybody doesn't know. So anyway, yeah, Hunter and Barry are so similar yet different. Whereas Barry is selfless, Hunter is a manipulative psychopath. And I have to admit, Teddy Sears' performance as Hunter Zolomon really hit home. He did an amazing job being Hunter Zolomon, but at the same time, I can't help but wonder if this guy is that good for villain roles. In fact, all the actors in the episode did a great job, especially Grant Gustin, Teddy Sears, and the actor who played Joe West. I forgot his name, but he did a great job. Everyone did a great job. The episode was action-packed. It was intense from start to finish. It was an intense episode. We finally see Barry becoming stronger than ever before, and he really delivered it on Zoom. There was like a speed battle between those two. It was insane. It was nuts, and I loved it. I loved it that Barry finally gave Zoom his just desserts. But you know how Zoom is. Zoom is always one step ahead, and it's made worse by the episode at the end, which is going to be one of my biggest flaws of the episode. One of my biggest flaws of the episode was the ending, and I thought the guys would finally beat Zoom, and they would actually find some peace for both Earths. Until Zoom decides to kidnap Wally West and issue an offer, or in this case, an ultimatum. His speed for Wally West. They oblige. Barry ends up losing his powers, and Zoom has now become the only speedster around. He was going to kill Barry until Caitlin had to, dread some humanity within him. To make matters worse, Caitlin gets kidnapped by Zoom and ends up now on Earth 2. That to me was the only downer of an ending because things were going so well, but the ending just decided to throw a curveball. And I'm like, why? Why do this? They should be better than this. But when it comes to having to deal with someone's life, there's not much of a choice. Not much of a choice. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode around. It was just great. Oh, and I should forget to mention Cisco's actor, Carlos Valdes, does a great job here. He was mostly the star alongside Grant Gustin. Those two really do work together, and they got amazing chemistry. Seeing Cisco now adapting to the powers Reverb have is just great. Though I only hope he doesn't turn into Reverb, but knowing Cisco, he's got friends by his side. And that's more than enough. I love his performance. Spot on, great. And there's also a web series going on called The Chronicles of Cisco. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to make sure I check it out and provide my thoughts on it. So yeah, I already mentioned what it was about, not to mention the positives and the negatives, but overall a great episode, and it's good to see some Flash again. And with only a few episodes left till the season finale, I wonder how they're going to pull this off. I wonder what are they going to do from here? With Barry without his powers and Zoom being more powerful than ever, things are only going to get worse before they get better. I only hope Barry gets his powers back. But I also should mention there was also a subplot relating to Earth 2 Wells trying to find his daughter Jessie. But no dice. Remember, Jessie went off to, I believe, Keystone City so that way she can learn what Earth 1 has to offer. I only hope that she doesn't have to deal with Zoom before it's too late. But anyway, my final verdict is that this episode, I give Versus Zoom an 8 out of 10. It was a great episode, though it would have been better had it not been for the ending. I mean, honestly, seriously, why the ending? The ending just was like, it just came out of the blue, and it just made me feel really bad. And I feel really bad for Barry because of it. So, yeah, my final verdict for Versus Zoom is an 8 out of 10. Apologies if my commentary is like a bit messy at times because, yeah, gotta take care of some other things. What do you guys think of the episode? Let me know in the comments what you think. And if you enjoy this video, please be sure to hit the like button. It really does mean a lot to me. I will be back next week for another episode review. And yeah, catch you on the flip side. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out.